Right. Uh, Good day, everyone. I'm Dr. Lee here from Perdana University. So today I will be giving you some tips and we'll discuss on the project planning and project management for the as part of the training series for the Young Inventors Challenge. So basically, what is a project? All right. So that will be the common questions that pop into your mind, before you actually, join our challenge and then when you want to start this project. Yeah. So basically, a project is a temporary endeavor undertaken to create a unique product, service, or result. Right. Do take note that the project is a temporary endeavor with a start and a finish. So in the project, you have the start of the project and also the end of the project. So avoid confusing continuous processes with projects. All right. So Project Management Institute, or in short PMI, has defined project management. All right. So this is the authority of project management, basically. Yeah. So they actually define project management as the application of three things here: knowledge, okay, skills, and tools, techniques, okay, required to a broad range of activities in order to meet the requirements of a particular project. So these are the three key, points, all right, when we talk about project management: knowledge, skills, tools, and techniques. So basically, you can see here, so talk about the project management, a lot of keywords that will come into play, control, project, time, cost, activities, planning, and things like that. Yeah. All right. So these are some of the things that will pop up, that will come into your mind when maybe talk about project or management. All right. So project management is the art of managing projects to a successful completion. So you will plan, start the project, okay, manage it in the process, and then before you come to a conclusion or the completion of the project, right? So in the project management, basically there are triple constraint. There are three constraints, or the triple constraint, namely the scope of the project, all right, the cost of the project, right, and the time. Okay, so these are the three main, I would say, constraint, all right, that that comes into play. Okay, when we talk about project management: scope, all right, cost of the project, how much you need to spend, the time, all right. Okay, so all these three factors will then give the input, all right, of a successful project in terms of your quality, okay, your quality of your project, all right. All right. So most of today's inventors, if you see, those startups, inventors, normally they work in a team. Okay, that's why we encourage. In fact, this YIC Young Inventors Challenge, you need to work in a group team, right? Because it is an important tool to work together in collaborative process, all right? So it's difficult to work in silo, all right? So you need to work in group, all right? So below are some of the steps involved in a typical project, normal project. Yeah, these are the steps that are involved. You have the requirements of the project design, implementation of the project, all right, the verification of the project, and lastly, the maintenance of the project. So in the following slides, I will explain to you in detail what all these steps means, right? So the requirements of the project. So when we talk about requirements of a project, it's like your problem statement. Okay, what is the problem that you are solving? You must have a problem that you want to solve, and you're trying to find solution for that particular problem. So basically, that is the first thing that comes into your mind. That is the first requirement. All right, that's the first thing for the project management. All right, then you have the design. So then you have your problem statement, you have your problem that you want to solve, you are looking for solution. Now next is to design and how you want to design a solution. Okay, so you have a few ways to work on the design of the solution. You can either write it down, all right, type it out, write it down, or you can illustrate by drawing, all right, graphical in terms of graphic, for your design, your invention. Okay, basically you need to show, okay, the design stage of your solution. Next up, we have implementation. How do you going to run the project? How are you going to produce the prototype? All right. Okay, the model, prototype is like a model of your project that is functioning, that is working. All right. So you need to think, all right, in a group. How are you going to produce a prototype that works? Okay. So you can't just simply come up with a prototype that you think it might work, right? But you need to actually test it out, and verify it, of course. Yeah. So next stage is to verify it. How did your solution solve the problem? Test it, get users' input, etc. So you need to test your prototype. So after you have come up with the design of the prototype, production of the prototype, produce it, right? So you need to test the prototype. Okay, you need to get users' input. You need to let others test it and see what are the pros and cons of your prototype, and then from there you improve it. All right. Finally, maintenance. How can your solution last for a long time? So you cannot just build a prototype that lasts for a few hours or few days. Okay, then people might not buy it. People might not buy your idea. Okay, so you need to create a solution or prototype that can last for a long period of time. And the other thing that you need to consider is, does it cost too much to maintain it? For example, if the prototypes involves complicated, what do you call that, spare parts, gadgets. So you need to make sure that the spare parts are cheap, all right, in order to maintain it. So you are going for long term, all right? Next, how to successfully manage a project. So you need to develop a timeline with deliverables, okay? Work backwards from the end date. I'm sure you have the dates, okay? When to start and when to end it, okay? When do you need to submit the prototype, registration date, and things like that. Describe deliverables clearly. So what you want to achieve, the outputs, you need to describe it clearly. Break up the deliverables into smaller manageable deliverables if needed, right? Because if you, sometimes you have a few deliverables, right? But if you manage it and you cut it down into tiny chunks of manageable deliverables, that will make the management of the project much easier. Okay, just like studying, you have long, what do you call that, winding notes. So one way is to actually break it up into tiny notes, right? Fraction of the notes. And that's why sometimes you do your own notes, again, make it into small parts. It's easier for you to understand, easier for you to grab the concept. Same goes to project management. Always assign the deliverables to specific team members. So if you have a few deliverables, divide it into among the team members. Okay, because as I mentioned previously, you cannot work in silo. I mean, the team leader will be tasked to actually deliver the deliverables accordingly to the team members so that everything goes on smoothly. So when you have your, I think this is one of the important tools in your invention process here. So one of it is to connect your project deliverables to a timeline. So when you have your project deliverables, always link it with your time. Always link it to a timeline, because I'm sure you have some, the deadlines, what you need to achieve for this particular deliverable 1, deliverable 2, deliverable 3. Okay, so it can be in the form of Gantt chart lah. I mean, this is for, it's more commonly known in a research project, but in a normal project like yours, it's also the same. So you must have your objective, you must have your deliverables, and then you link it with the deadlines and the timeline so that you're on track. So after week 1, week 2, week 3, what is the progress, right? So how to successfully manage a project, okay? So once you have started to come up with a prototype to actually, once you start to, once you you join the YIC, basically you are a project manager already, all right? So one of the tasks the project manager we need to do is to monitor the progress, okay? If you don't look at the plan, then why bother? Status reports can be email messages, it can be in form of email, messages, or meetings, all right? So in project management textbook, the word deliverables and milestones are used to mean two different things. But in the YIC, Young Inventors Challenge, we are not making such distinction because we are here to help you to be successful inventors. We are not management consultants. So if you want to talk about the difference between deliverables and milestones, and then you want to have the distinction between it, then it will make things more complicated. Because we are not here as a management consultant, you know. So we are here to help you as a consultant. Okay, so no worries about that. Basically, deliverables, in short, deliverables are just outputs. Milestones are the things, the steps, in order for you to achieve. All right, your output. All right. So the next two is actually the work breakdown structure. So how do you do a schedule? Always use a work breakdown structure. So what does a work breakdown structure means? This is an outline that basically describes the deliverables. So you must have like a tracking tool to track the deliverables that you plan to deliver. Each level of the outline describes 100% of the work below it. This is what we call the 100% rule, basically. So work breakdown structure consists of what? So what is the scope of your project? When? So how long is the project? So how long you want to take to actually manage the entire project? And who? Basically the cost, right? So basically what, who, and when. Okay, so that will actually form the quality of your project. Okay, so this is a basic idea of how you actually can work on it. Okay, using this what they call that, the WBS tool, right? So you can write the title, your action plan, the leader, the updates, and then you can write down, like for example, the description, the planning, all right, what you plan to do, organize team brainstorming, or you have meetings, get mentors feedback. Okay, these are the things that you need to do. For the entire duration of the project, and then you put it down in words, all right? Then you have your timeline, when you plan to do it, when is the actual time that you completed it, right? Person in charge, what is the support required? I'm sure you have your mentor to actually guide you through to actually complete your prototype and the project. And this can be the last column, can be the status or remark. In fact, you can modify it according to what suits you. But this is a basic one that I would like to share. Okay, some tips for your invention process. I think this is the important part that you need to pay attention to. Okay, you have formed a team. Here are some tips on the next step. Number one, to select a team leader or team coordinator or team mentor. Whatever terms they want, name you want to call it, but basically the function is to lead the entire project, right? Coordinate the entire project. Okay, in every team you must have a leader where you can guide the members and then towards the direction of completion, all right, of your project. Delegate your work between team members. Again, this is the task of the team leader, basically. Upon discussion, all right, you do not just want to, delegate as you like, you know, discuss with your team members and see how you can work. Work best. Find the best solution in the team. You know, have discussion and meetings. Meet regularly. Come up with an implementation plan. We should, among other things, have timeline for. These are the things that you can consider. Identify the problem you want to solve. Brainstorm on the possible solution or solutions. Okay, maybe you have a few solutions. Do some background search on the chosen concept. Come out with a winning invention. Everyone joins the competition to win, right? So I'm sure your focus is actually to try to create a prototype or an invention that win the heart of the judges. All right, and then gather all the necessary information for your invention. The library or internet are great tools for this. You can always find resources online. Google, you can just Google Wikipedia, Google, and you can find plenty of information or resources available online. Remember, when using internet, use reliable sources, as not all the information on the internet is reliable. So you have to be careful when you use the internet. Always go to the sources that are reliable. All right, you may get advice from experts in the field of your invention. Do constantly engage with your mentor for feedback and guidance, because sometimes you might think that it's good, but when you ask opinion of your mentor, of your other members, or your friends, your families, they might give you some suggestion how to improve on your project. All right, so take their comments or suggestion positively. All right, and finally, you need to prepare a proposal for submission. So I'm sure you have your deadlines ready, given by YIC. Okay, so if you have any questions, I think you can email me. I have my email from the, when I show you the start of the presentation. Or you can also email the YIC committee members on secretariat, via the email yic2510@gmail.com. You can also call us if you want to, and you can actually surf the web page, our web page, SD web page, for more information or updates. All right. With that, thank you very much. I hope that you I've shed some light on what is project management is. At least you can. I hope that some of the tips shared, tools shared, will help you. And I wish you, an enjoyable, what do you call it, the duration while when you complete your invention. Right. All the best, and I'll see you guys again during the actual day. Thank you very much.